Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the RS2 M60 mod, which is being released by user Natty2283. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the M60 machine gun, or more specifically, the M60E1 as seen in Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. And this thing is wonderful. I've really been enjoying my time with it, as not only is it just a fun gun to shoot, I mean, come on, it's an M60, but it is also a real-world, historic Cold War weapon, and I love that sort of stuff in here. So let's go and jump on over this way and have a look at what we do get with the basic M60, which in its standard configuration will do a 38 damage with a new custom 7.62x51 NATO round with a firing rate of 109, a range of 179, accuracy of 65, and a weight of 23.4. Pretty hefty, but I mean, yeah, it's an M60. Now, as you can see here, this thing is gorgeous. I love the modeling and texturing work on it. It is very good. It's just got loads of little details all over the place that are very enjoyable. My personal favorite of the details is on the ammo belt here. You got just the one round with the tracer tip, which I love because that's, you know, how they do it in the real world. Not every round is a tracer round, just one every so often. I forget what the number in between is, but yeah, it's cool. I like it. A lovely, lovely little real-world detail. Now, as for the modifications on this thing, you got a pretty decent list. Nothing too wacky, so you're never going to make this thing some strange, weird weapon. It's always going to be an M60 machine gun, but you know, enough modifications to keep it more useful to you longer into the game, which is always good. Now, one thing you guys may have noticed is that we're not actually looking at a base bog standard worst of the modifications sort of weapon here like we usually do. We clearly have a recoil compensated one, and the reason for that is this one in my hand is one of only 2 of these guns you can find in the Commonwealth. It is not added into the leveled loot list, so you're not going to find it on any raiders, gunners, or any stores, anything like that. You gotta go out in the world and get it. And if you want more, like I have, well, you're gonna have to cheat those in with console commands. Now, as for this particular gun, you will find it over by Fort Strong, specifically on the bridge that leads to it. There's an APC, which inside of it is this lovely weapon waiting for you to pick up. And so it's pretty easy to get a hold of, not too difficult. As for the other gun, well, that is a special legendary version you're going to have to go out there and find, which is pretty neat that it does have that. But as for this basic gun, it's a pretty cool thing. I really do enjoy it. And even though you can't find it or make it anywhere, we do have that custom ammunition, which you can make. If we go here into the chemistry station, go down to utility, you can see we can make the 7.62x51 NATO linked ammo here by either using a 50 308 rounds and some steel, or 100 308 rounds and, you know, some more steel just to make it quicker to make more of these bullets. So you got 2 nice little recipes there for you to stay armed. Now let's go take a look at the modifications we do have for this thing and head here to the weapon workbench and start, of course, in the receiver category, where it's, well, the pretty typical stuff. We've got a standard, a hardened, a powerful, and an advanced receiver, which is going to bring you up to the highest amount of damage you can do for this gun, which is 66. So for me, that puts it into more of the realm of, you know, mid to maybe middle late game weapon. But with other perks, of course, that can be bumped up more for you to do some more damage. Now, next we have the barrel category, where we have the standard barrel, a short barrel, and then 2 bipod versions, either with the bipod down or up. And after that, we have the plastic stock, which is the only option in the stock category. We then have the ammo box. Now, the version of the gun you find in the world does come with 100 rounds, but if you want to save on weight, which actually I'm just now noticing it doesn't lower the weight, why would you lower this to a 50-round box then? Odd. But yes, you can, if you so desire, have a 50-round ammo box. I have a feeling that's an oversight that that's not changing the weight there. Now, next we have these sights where we sadly only have two options of either the iron sights or a gunner's sight with the actual main back iron sight bit there folded downward. Then after that we have the muzzle category where we have either nothing, a flash suppressor, the compensator this thing comes with, or, you know, suppressor for this, which just seems weird to have an M60 with a suppressor, but then again, we've had shotgun mods with suppressors, so, you know, you do you. You do you. And that is it for the various modifications. So let's take a look at this thing firing, and bring it on. As you can see, very good firing rate to this thing. Surprisingly controllable. I really haven't had a lot of problems with keeping this thing going, which really says something considering how awful I usually am at shooting. And a very good reload animation on it, very nice and smooth, lots of great detail to it, fits perfectly with the weapon, and you just get right back into firing. Now, as for the recoil, let's completely reload this thing and just chew through an entire 100-round ammo box without compensating and see where we end up looking at the sky. Let's roll! Oh yeah, I mean, it ends up being a lot of recoil after 100 rounds, but we went from there to, like, there, and, you know, after 100 rounds, that's genuinely not too bad. When you're firing in short bursts or even in longer ones, it's pretty decent to control this thing, which, again, I was quite surprised about when I first started playing with this thing. I would have thought it'd be all over the place, but it ends up being pretty darn good. Now let's go grab two of the modified versions I did make earlier. Both of them have the same, the hardened piercing receiver on them, so they have the highest damage. But one, of course, I did go with suppressed because why not? I don't know why, but that just seems really weird to have an M60 not making a loud thud noise. I mean, if you're a stealthy character and you still want to lay down just hailstorms of bullets, sure, have at it, enjoy yourself, but there's something disturbing to me about an M60 with a suppressor. It just doesn't feel right. As you can see here, I also do have the gunner's sight on there, so we don't have the larger back bit on the sight, just the forward sight. And, you know, it's just as useful there. Very nice. Now, as for the other weapon, not anything really too dissimilar, but did go for the shorter barrel on this one, so it's not quite as accurate, but it's still a perfectly fine machine gun and gives us back that gloriously wonderful thud sound of every one of these rounds, which is just magnificent. So with that, let's take a look at this thing in combat and actually get ourselves a Deathclaw as per our new norm, now that we have retired Randy and Will, and spawn this guy in. I changed the time, wrong one. I did it again. There we go. There's the Deathclaw. Run away and fire. There we are. Oh yeah, we are not gonna have a problem killing this guy. He is already dead. You know what? Normally I kill the Deathclaw with one of these special ones. Let's try it with just the 32 or the 38 damage basic one that you find in the APC. Let's see how many this one takes. There we go. I didn't change the time this go around. Perfect. Hello, Deathclaw. Wow, still actually pretty good. I mean, it is a high fire rate and 100 rounds in this thing. So yeah, not gonna be too crazy to kill him. We didn't even use the entire box magazine. Wonderful! Take that, Deathclaws! Beautiful. But yes, that is the RS2 M60. It is a wonderful, wonderful weapon that is, I think, a great addition to the game, and being a Cold War gun just makes me happy in terms of having historical weapons here in the Commonwealth. It, in my mind, fits in well with the universe. So if you'd like to take a look at this gun for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, You can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this episode. Hopefully you all have enjoyed and you do come back for the next one. Until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.